San Francisco 49ers, and then everybody else. NFC. That's where I'm at now. Unfortunately, put it back down.
We got them at. Okay.
They're everybody else.
Oh,
it's the San Francisco 49ers right now for several reasons. Number one, y'all realize they've been winning without, like, Deebo Samuel, all-pro Deebo, 1,600-yard Deebo. Y'all realize Christian McCaffrey has been busy since he's been in San Fran.
Yeah, man.
George Kittle is starting to get busy. Brandon Ayuk is a #1 receiver on any other team. And I haven't even mentioned the defense yet. Like, I won't talk about Fred Warner. I won't talk about Bosa and his 17.5 sacks. Won't talk about Greenlaw. Won't talk about Hufanga. Won't talk about Jimmy Ward now that he's back to nickelback. Won't even talk about Tayshaun Gibson, 10-year safety in the back. And I won't talk about any of that. I'm just going to talk about the fact that the Niners have won 9 consecutive games with a backup quarterback. I'm just going to talk about the fact that the Niners have beaten everybody and they mama in these last 2.5 months. So for me, it is the Niners, and then it is everybody else. But Joy, is the Niners the NFC? Is the NFC the 49ers to lose?
I mean, I feel like you did talk about all of them.
You mentioned all of them.
You mentioned all of them.
Yeah.
Why
Did I?
Yeah.
Sound like you did.
Sorry about
Listen,
that.
the Niners are like that.
Like that.
They are like that.
Like that.
But it's literally not their NFC to lose. Like, literally not. Because despite all that, they're still not at the top of the NFC. Yet. But we're asking the question today, and as of today, it's not in their hands to lose. It's not up to them to lose it. So as much as they are like that, and they are like that, and I'm terrified to see what they do in the postseason, it ain't their postseason to control. It's just not. Those are the numbers. I didn't make them up. I don't make the rules. That's just what it says. That's what happens. That's why you play a full season.
I can't see. What's that?
It says that the Eagles
are
have
on
the
top.
best record in the NFC.
Okay.
Now, look, that might change this weekend, but today is Wednesday. I don't know, what is it, the 6th? What is it?
Saturday, right?
Fourth. I'm skipping days. Right now, it's not theirs to lose. So they can't say that because it's not in their control. Because you play a full season, and the Eagles have played a full season, and the Eagles had such a large gap between them and everybody else in the NFL that even though they have slipped the past few weeks, everyone else still hasn't caught up, and it's still up to the Eagles. It's the Eagles' NFC to lose.
That's right.
Are the Eagles better than the Niners right now in your mind?
If Jalen Hurts isn't out there, no.
If Jalen Hurts is out there.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I gotta give the edge to the better quarterback. I always do.
Way better quarterback.
That's just that's what it boils down to. And look, the Niners are great. I don't want to disrespect the Niners. You can't.
They're nice. They are nice.
Like that.
They're really good. I absolutely think they could make a run of the Super Bowl. But, like, what's the topic? Is the NFC the 49ers to lose? Come on. That's like that's what we say about, like, an undefeated team or Patrick Mahomes.
But in the last 2 months, Dave, they are undefeated. What matters right now? Week 1 or week 9, 10, 11?
Well,
is it the regular season or is it the playoffs?
Week 1 still matters because it's the regular season and it's not in their hands.
But what shapes your opinion about greatness right now? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, and the reality is, the last 2 months, the Niners have been like.
Yeah, but if the Eagles get a win this weekend, it still ain't the Niners NFC because that's how the whole season went.
Where do you put Brock Purdy in the hierarchy of NFC quarterbacks? Where?
Fourth.
Yeah. That matters to me. And I'm not saying that it definitely will sink the 49ers.
I just want to know.
Dave, you're going to derail this.
I just want to know.
Shady's DAC radar is up right now.
I just want to know who are the 3, though. This for TV purposes.
A healthy Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, and Dak Prescott, based upon talent and team.
That
Dak.
That is a rational take.
Okay.
So
no Brady, no. Okay.
You're putting Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady, like, right now, this week, today?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This isn't what I was trying to do.
No, I just want to know.
The point is, the Niners are amazing. Brock Purdy has also been amazing. I can't, in good conscience, just assume that the last pick in the draft as a rookie is that good that I'm just like, yeah, it's the Niners to lose. Like, when you're talking about Jalen Hurts is going to be healthy by the time the playoffs start. I feel confident saying that. So he'll be back. You have Aaron Rodgers looking like he'll make the playoffs, or at least it's possible. Tom Brady's already in the playoffs. Dak is in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins is having arguably the best season of his career. He's in the playoffs. That's a lot. That's a lot that can go wrong when you're asking Mr. Irrelevant to start as many as 4 playoff games if you include the Super Bowl.
That's fair. 2-5.
That's the Eagles for me. It's an easy one. But I will say this: Purdy, I love his swag. He's a hell of a player. Like even on that scheme where you can almost put any quarterback there, Shanahan has shown you that we're gonna run the ball, play solid defense. Last game against the Raiders, he showed me like, whoa, this kid can play. Even like escaping out of the pocket, getting rushed, making plays with his arm and his feet. So I love his game. But it's the Eagles. Like our team, personnel-wise, is better than the 49ers.
It can't be anymore. I used to believe that, but it can't be.
Listen, I'm gonna say it again, right? Our team, right, from head to toe, from top to bottom, we're better.
That's objectively wrong.
Why?
Is it the team or is it Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sirianni?
But hold on, though. I won't go to player for player. We don't have time for that, or do we? But I'm just saying, if we look at the offense and defense, right? I think they're both really good teams. You go with the better quarterback,
sure,
right? You go who's better on offense,
sure.
Normally, when my guys there, our MVPs there, Jalen Hurts, our numbers show it.
Here's the thing, though, Joy, because this is a fascinating question that Shady asked that you co-signed on. If the Eagles team was better than the Niners team, and I used to think they were neck and neck, Dave, you would agree with me on this, and we have these conversations on the show. The Eagles would not have lost to the Saints if their teams were actually comparable because they're both on backup quarterbacks. The Niners are on a third-string quarterback. Joy, go ahead, please.
That's why I asked, is it Nick Sirianni or Kyle Shanahan? Because Kyle Shanahan has done this with all types of different players.
That's a great question, but if I'm not
all type of quarterbacks.
But if I'm not crazy, it was 3 or 4 days ago that we said Nick Sirianni might be coach of the year. So if Nick Sirianni's coach of the year,
he's done an amazing job this year. But that don't mean he's Kyle Shanahan.
But if he's coach of the year, then he should be in that conversation.
No. Hold on. Hold on. Like the Cleveland Browns won coach of the year a few years ago.
Kevin Stefanski.
Jason Garrett won it too.
There's levels to this.
But
I don't want to disrespect Nick Sirianni because I think he's done an incredible job there. But to say that he's on the level of Kyle Shanahan is just not factual. Like we've seen Kyle Shanahan do this formula before.
If you're if you're anything of the year, most valuable player, which you're arguing Jalen Hurts is, coach of the year, if you're anything of the year, then you are doing your job as great, if not greater, than anybody else doing your job this year.
I just think the difference is, I think with Gardner Minshew, who has been a starter, who's had some really good games, even against the Cowboys, I didn't think he played well, but he played well enough to win, right? Other than the turnovers. I feel like we gave him too much space to play. We gave him too much room of the offense. When Cooper Rush was in there starting, the playbook was minimized. It was smaller. I feel like with Gardner Minshew, we went out with him. Oh, he threw for 300 yards at the Cowboys. We lost the game by, 6 points? Let him play. He's been a starter. Compared to the Niners, even with this young rookie quarterback, even all their quarterbacks, they minimize the playbook for the quarterback. And I think that's what you should do. You should minimize the playbook for the quarterback and let your running game happen, because we had a good running game. Let your defense go out there and play. That's what the Niners have done. That's what we didn't do as the Eagles.
Let's not just look at the Eagles' last 2 games, because I think that is unfair.
Oh, no. That's where the losses came from.
I'm saying I want to ignore, for the sake of the Eagles, I want to ignore that.
Well, if you do that, then we're a better team.
I want to ignore
we're way better team.
But here's my thing. But are you? Are we? Are they? Think about the last 8 weeks. The Eagles beat the Colts by 1, and it was a win. The Eagles lost to the Commanders. The Eagles struggled versus the Texans, but did in fact win. The Eagles beat the Titans 35-10, but as we know about the Tennessee Titans, they're not great right now. Eagles beat the Packers by 7, then the Eagles lost, and the Eagles lost. These are the last 8 weeks.
So you want to do this? Let's do this.
If we want to take
let him finish. Let him finish. I got some for him.
All right, take the losses out. What have the Niners done in the last 9 weeks?
Went into overtime with the Raiders.
Gave up 500 yards to a guy making his first start.
They beat the Dolphins 33-17. They beat the Bucks 35-7. They beat the Commanders 37-20. They beat the Seahawks 21-13. They did go into overtime with Jarrett Stidham 37-34. Like, if you look at the last 2 months, the teams haven't been comparable.
But you said you was taking the Eagles' losses out.
Take them out. You still have a 1-point win over the Colts.
Sure.
Go ahead.
How many winning teams have you guys beat?
How many winning teams have the Niners beat?
Yeah.
Don't say you guys.
No, because you ride them too hard. It's pissing me off.
We're going to get you.
Answer that question for America. America, we asked him a question, America. I asked him a question, America. He don't know. Can I tell you?
3 playoffs.
One winning team. Look at it. You got the laptop. It worked. You got batteries. It's charged.
3 playoff potential teams this weekend in the last 5 weeks.
Winning teams.
3.
Winning teams. Just the Chargers. That's it.
3.
That's it. Tell me the winning teams they beat. The Bucks just barely got the fire on it.
Then we have You have to talk about if
No,
they wouldn't have
I'm
played
going
him.
on
How many
winning
teams would be winning teams if they wouldn't have played him? Because the Bucks would be a winning team if they didn't play him.
No.
The Bucks are 8-8.
We're doing way too much mental gymnastics
We're
right now.
so
we can
in
talk
the
about
weeds
what
right now.
actually happens. The Niners are a great team, first of all. Everyone on this table agrees with that.
No, they're a
We don't
good
agree.
team. And I agree they're good.
I think they're a great
They are a
team.
great team.
They're
They're
great.
great?
They're better than the Eagles
How
right
they
now.
great? When they played another super good team like they were, they got blown out. Chiefs, did y'all forget?
No,